Hey guys, it's Devin, and today I have a really simple day to night makeup tutorial that I think is perfect for basically any occasion, so let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is a little bit of color correcting, and I just wanted to briefly mention that when I do kind of day to night looks or day looks that I know I want to amp up for later in the day, that I like to just start out with as full coverage of a face as I'm going to want that night, just because adding more foundation, unless you have a powder foundation that you like, then by all means go right ahead, but in my personal opinion I don't like applying more liquid foundation on top of a bunch of powders. So that being said, I am going to basically apply a full coverage face, or as full coverage as I want it to be now, even though this is still the day portion of the look, if that makes sense. So I've just applied my L'Oreal foundation, and now I am buffing it out with a flat top kabuki brush. And now I am using my L'Oreal True Match concealer just to do a little bit of priming on the eyes and just a little bit more concealing on any other areas where I know I have discoloration that I do not like. Today I'll just be filling in my eyebrows using a dark neutral brown eyeshadow, basically because this is what matches my brows best and I don't currently have any products that I'm in love with. I'm going to be using the Urban Decay Naked Basics palette today, and first I'm just going to go in with FOXY, which is just a yellow toned neutral, and just apply that all over the eye area to set the base. Next I'm going to go in with Naked 2, which is just a really light, almost cool toned neutral brown, and I just call it neutral and cool tone, that doesn't make sense, I'm sorry, but just applying that lightly in the crease as well as on the lower lash line. Now going in with the deeper, more warm brown called Faint, I'm just going to buff this right in that outer corner and then sweep into the crease like you see here. And then for the lid, I'm just going to apply Venus, which is just a soft satiny eggshell shade, just so that the whole look isn't all matte and that there's a little bit of dimension on the lid. And now that that's done, just going to go back in with a little bit more of that faint shadow and really swirl it on that outer corner until it is as deep as I want it, and then also dragging it along the lower lash line with a pencil brush. I am going to be using my liquid liner to just create a really thin line. No wing today. I know you're shocked, trying to get out of my comfort zone because I know all I do are wings because it's just who I am. So no wing today. I am still going to be highlighting and contouring because I don't feel like a human without it, but I'm going to first take the matte highlight shade out of my Wet n Wild palette and apply that under the eyes as well as under where I'm going to contour in a little bit. And then I'm just going to take that same contour shade and just apply that very lightly along my cheekbones and the sides of my nose just to give my face a little bit more definition. And I'm not actually going to highlight the whole face, I'm just using this Becca highlight to highlight my nose just to kind of make it look thinner and shape it up a little bit more. I'm going to be using my Wet n Wild Brush with Destiny blush just because it's a really nice soft pink with a little bit of shimmer and gives a lot of life to the face, which I like. And now I'm just going to line my waterline using my NYX Wonderpencil to make my eyes look nice and bright. And then I'm going to curl my lashes because, of course, for the day portion, we are not going to be using false lashes. And again, I forgot to get a clip of my mascara, but it's just the L'Oreal Telescopic mascara, and I'm taking special care to make sure that I really lengthen and separate those lashes since there are no falsies included in this portion. And then of course hitting those lower lashes like always. And I must have been slacking this day because I didn't get a clip of this lip pencil either, but it's just the NYX Natural Lip Pencil, which is like one of my favorite lip pencils of all time, but it's just a really nice soft peachy nude, and I'm just applying that on the lips just so there's a little bit of color there and I don't look completely dead. And bing bang boom, my friends, that is it for the day portion of this look. Super light, super simple, easy to do, and not too much for an everyday or any type of event, but let's just go ahead and amp it up for nighttime. I'm going to first take that Urban Decay Naked Basics palette again, going back in with Faint and really deepening up that outer corner just to give the crease more definition and just to add basically more drama overall. Now to take it even further, I'm going to take CRAVE, which is the darkest shade out of the palette, and I'm just going to apply this using a pencil brush, and then I'm going to blend that out with a fluffy brush, and I just applied that right in the outer corners, and I'm also dragging a tiny bit of that under the lash line as well, just to bring more depth under there as well. And I'm going to be using the Kat Von D Metal Crush eyeshadow in Thunderstruck and using a small brush so I don't run over all of the eyeliner. Just going to apply this all over the lid. It's a little bit shimmerier and has a little bit more pizzazz, so I decided to amp up the lid with that. And I'm still not winging out my eyeliner, although at this step, if that's what you're into, you can definitely do that, but I am just thickening up that line just a little bit more, just kind of balance out the look. And now I am using lashes this time, and I'm going to use the Koko lashes in Misha, which are just super long and super wispy lashes, and I'm just going to pop those right on using the House of Lashes eyelash adhesive, you know the drill. To balance out those false lashes, I'm just applying a little bit more mascara on my lower lashes to make them more defined and a little bit darker. Next, I'm going to strengthen up that contour using my NYX HD Blush in Taupe. And this powder is just a little bit more dramatic than the Wet n Wild contouring powder, so I'm just applying that again along the cheekbones to kind of redefine them, and then also along my nose as well, just to kind of balance it all out, you know. And now I'm using a little bit more of a dramatic blush. This is just a matte deep rose, and I'm just going to barely apply this on my cheeks because it's super pigmented, and then just kind of blend that out using the angled blush brush you see here. And then I'm actually applying a Thunderstruck as a highlight on my cheekbones as well, so I'm just applying that using a fan brush. And then for the lips, I opted for MAC's lipstick in Whirl, which is just a really nice terracotta brown nude, and I decided to go for this color because it's still a nice neutral, but it packs a little bit more of a punch than the lip liner I had on before. Alright, so that concludes this tutorial. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, feel free to leave them down below. If you like this video, then be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. There's a link to do so on the screen, as well as links to all of my social media accounts. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.